Welcome to our daily refuge, where faith finds its voice. I'm grateful you're here, bringing your whole heart to this moment of connection and reflection. Divine Healer, I come before you today like parched earth yearning for rain, acknowledging the places within my emotional landscape that need restoration and renewal. The human heart was not designed to carry endless burdens without replenishment. And today, I seek the healing waters of your compassion to flow through the dry and cracked places within me. As I settle into this moment of sacred connection, I bring awareness to my physical body, noticing where emotions have left their imprint as tension, constriction, or discomfort. Perhaps my shoulders hunch protectively around my heart, my jaw clenches with unexpressed feelings, or my breathing remains shallow from anxiety. With gentle attention, I allow these physical manifestations to guide me toward the emotions requiring care. I recognize the emotional wounds I've been carrying, some fresh and stinging from recent experiences, others ancient and deep from long ago hurts that still shape how I move through the world. With courage and honesty, I bring these tender places into the light of awareness where healing can begin. No wound is too slight to deserve attention, none too severe to be beyond the reach of restoration. The complex tapestry of my emotional life contains many threads: grief for what has been lost, fear of what might come, anger at injustice, disappointment in myself or others, anxiety about uncertainty, and perhaps a pervasive sense of inadequacy that colors many experiences. I name these emotions without judgment, honoring their presence as part of my human journey rather than flaws to be eliminated. Compassionate presence, pour your soothing balm over the raw edges of recent disappointments and losses. When grief wells up like a sudden storm, help me remember that feeling deeply is not weakness, but evidence of my capacity for connection and love. The tears that fall are not signs of failure, but sacred waters cleansing my heart. Each drop carries away particles of pain, making space for new life to eventually emerge. I acknowledge the particular losses that have shaped my recent emotional landscape. Perhaps the end of a relationship, a dream deferred, a betrayal of trust, a missed opportunity, an unexpected diagnosis, or simply the accumulated weight of small disappointments that over time have dimmed my natural vitality. Each deserves to be honored rather than dismissed or prematurely pushed aside in the name of moving on. I release the weight of emotions I've deemed unacceptable or tried to suppress: anger that signals violated boundaries, fear that highlights what I most value, sadness that honors what matters deeply to me. Each feeling arrives as a messenger bearing important information about my needs and values, deserving to be acknowledged rather than denied. In this acknowledgement lies the beginning of integration and healing. I visualize these suppressed emotions as water trapped behind a dam, building pressure, creating turbulence, threatening structural integrity. As I allow myself to experience these feelings with compassionate presence, the dam walls gently dissolve, allowing emotions to flow naturally through me without flooding or drowning me. What I resist persists. What I embrace transforms. Divine wisdom, guide me in extracting the lessons from painful experiences without remaining trapped in their emotional grip. Help me distinguish between feeling my emotions and being defined by them, between acknowledging hurt and creating an identity around suffering. The experiences that wounded me may have shaped my story, but they need not determine my ending or limit my possibility. I bring to mind relationships that have left emotional scars, where trust was broken, where love was withdrawn, where understanding failed, where words wounded. With each relationship I recall, I visualize healing light surrounding both myself and the other person, acknowledging that hurt people, and that most harm comes from unconsciousness rather than malice. This understanding loosens the grip of resentment without denying the reality of pain. When memories of past wounds resurface, grant me the perspective to see how far I've come along the healing journey. The fact that I can now recognize these patterns testifies to growing awareness that precedes transformation. What once controlled me unconsciously now comes into the light of conscious choice. This progress, however incremental, deserves acknowledgement and celebration. I bring compassion to the parts of myself that developed protective strategies in response to pain, the part that withdraws before rejection can occur, the part that controls to prevent chaos, the part that achieves to earn conditional love, the part that pleases to avoid conflict. These aspects emerged as childhood wisdom ensuring emotional survival. I honor their original protective intent while gently introducing more flexible adult responses better suited to present reality. I forgive myself for the ways I've tried to numb emotional discomfort through unhealthy distractions or dependencies. These were simply misguided attempts to find relief when the pain felt too overwhelming to face directly. Today I choose more loving pathways to emotional regulation and self-soothing. Instead of escaping difficult feelings, I develop the capacity to be present with them, knowing they will transform through attention rather than avoidance. Divine Healer, show me where I may be perpetuating cycles of emotional pain through my own choices, reactions, and belief systems. Perhaps I repeatedly seek validation from sources unlikely to provide it, interpret neutral events through a lens of rejection, or maintain impossible standards that ensure a steady stream of self-disappointment. With awareness comes choice. With choice comes the possibility of new patterns. With each mindful breath, I imagine divine healing energy flowing into the chambers of my heart, restoring what has been damaged, strengthening what has been weakened, and creating space for new joy where there has been constriction. My emotional capacity expands with this gentle attention. Just as physical muscles develop through appropriate challenge followed by recovery, my emotional resilience grows through consciously processing difficult feelings rather than avoiding them. I bring awareness to my relationship with vulnerability, recognizing any tendency to equate openness with weakness or emotional honesty with lack of strength. True resilience comes not from impenetrable armor, but from flexibility, not from avoiding hurt, but from knowing I can move through it and ultimately integrate its lessons. The heart that dares to remain open despite past wounds accesses a courage far greater than the heart that closes to ensure safety. I affirm that emotional healing doesn't always mean the absence of pain, but rather developing a new relationship with difficult feelings, one characterized by compassionate presence rather than resistance. In this acceptance lies freedom and the discovery that I am larger than any emotion that moves through me. Joy can coexist with sorrow. Peace can be found amid uncertainty, and love can flow through a heart acquainted with grief. As this prayer draws to a close, I set an intention to carry this emotional awareness forward into daily life. When feelings arise, I will pause to acknowledge them before responding. When old patterns emerge, I will meet them with curiosity rather than judgment. When others express emotion, I will create safe space for their experience rather than rushing to fix or minimize their feelings. With renewed trust in the natural healing capacity of my heart when given proper care and attention, I move forward today with gentleness toward myself and others who may be carrying invisible emotional burdens of their own. The healing I receive becomes healing I can offer. The compassion I extend to myself ripples outward to all I encounter. Thank you for these healing waters of emotional restoration that cleanse, refresh, and renew my spirit. I carry this sacred wellspring within me wherever I go. As we close this sacred circle, remember, you never walk alone. May this prayer echo in your spirit throughout your day. Return tomorrow exactly as you are,